Killer whales, orcas, are the largest dolphins, apex predators found in all oceans, with diverse diets from fish to seals and other whales, living 50 to 80 plus years, females longer, in tight family pods. And while the species isn't endangered globally, specific populations face threats like pollution, noise, and prey loss. What they are and where they live. Largest dolphin. Orcas are the biggest members of the dolphin family, easily recognized by their black and white markings. Global distribution. They inhabit every ocean, from polar to tropical waters, with high concentrations in cold, productive areas like Antarctica, Norway, and Alaska. Notes NOAA Fisheries and Wikipedia. Pods and ecotypes. They live in stable matriarchal family groups, pods, and have different types, ecotypes, with unique diets and cultures, like fish-eating residents and mammal-eating transients in the Pacific. What they eat, apex predators, diverse diet. As apex predators, they eat fish, squid, seals, sea lions, penguins, sharks, and even other whales. Specialized diets. Some populations specialize, for example, the southern residents in the Pacific focus heavily on Chinook salmon. Lifespan. Females live longer. Females often live 50 to 90 plus years, while males typically live around 30 to 60 years. Are they endangered? Not globally, but locally. The overall species isn't listed as endangered, but specific populations, like the southern residents in the U.S. Pacific Northwest, are critically endangered due to salmon decline, pollution, and noise. Threats. Common threats include fishing gear entanglement, boat strikes, noise, and chemical pollution. In summary, orcas are powerful, widespread dolphins with complex social lives and varied diets, facing significant local threats despite their global presence, according to NOAA Fisheries, and Defenders of Wildlife. Please like, share, and subscribe to help the channel grow. Thank you. Let's continue. Humans can help prevent the extinction of endangered killer whales, specifically the southern resident population, by taking action to address their three main threats: lack of food, toxic pollution, and disturbance from vessel noise. Key actions include restoring salmon habitats, reducing plastic consumption, supporting sustainable fishing, and adhering to strict whale-wise boating regulations. Here are specific ways humans can help. 1. Increase prey availability, salmon restoration. Southern resident killer whales, in particular, rely on Chinook salmon, a species that is also endangered. Support dam removal. Advocate for removing outdated dams, such as those on the Snake and Klamath rivers, to restore salmon spawning grounds. Restore watersheds. Volunteer for or donate to projects that rehabilitate salmon spawning rivers. Choose sustainable seafood. Use resources like the Seafood Watch Card to ensure you are not consuming fish that the orcas depend on, or fish caught using unsustainable methods. 2. Protect marine habitat and reduce pollution. Chemicals and pollutants accumulate in the blubber of orcas, causing immune system damage and reproductive failure. Reduce chemical use. Switch to natural, eco-friendly cleaning products to prevent toxic runoff into the ocean. Properly dispose of waste. Dispose of medications and chemicals at designated facilities rather than flushing them or pouring them down the drain. Stop plastic pollution. Reduce, reuse, and recycle to decrease the amount of plastic entering the ocean. Reduce fertilizer usage. Avoid chemical fertilizers on lawns, which wash into rivers and eventually the ocean. 3. Minimize vessel noise and disturbance. Underwater noise from boat engines interferes with the orca's ability to use echolocation for hunting. Follow Be Whale-wise guidelines. Maintain a safe distance, at least 300 to 400 yards, and slow down to reduce noise in the presence of whales. Use land-based viewing. Choose to watch whales from shore, for example at places on the whale trail, rather than by boat. Report violations. Call authorities, like the NOAA Enforcement Hotline, if you witness illegal harassment or unsafe boating around whales. 4. Direct action and advocacy. Support conservation organizations. Donate time or money to organizations such as the Orca Conservancy, Whale and Dolphin Conservation, WDC, or the Center for Whale Research. Advocate for policy changes. Write to elected officials to support laws that protect orca habitats and regulate ocean pollution. Oppose captivity. Do not buy tickets to marine parks that keep orcas in captivity. These efforts are particularly crucial for the southern resident population in the Pacific Northwest, which faces a high risk of extinction with just over 70 individuals remaining. Wild orcas live significantly longer than captive ones, with females reaching 80 to 90 years and males 50 to 60, while captive orcas often only live 20 to 30 years, primarily due to stress, limited space, unnatural social structures, and health issues from confinement, despite perceived world-class care. Key differences include profound stress, physical ailments, lack of natural hunting/pod dynamics in captivity versus rich ocean life, varied diet, and strong matrilineal family bonds in the wild. Wild orcas, killer whales. Lifespan: females can live 80 to 90 years, males 50 to 60 years, with some individuals exceeding 100. Environment: vast ocean, complex social pods, matrilineal, natural hunting behaviors, varied diet. Health: apex predators, generally healthy but face threats from pollution and food scarcity. Captive orcas, killer whales. Lifespan: average around 20 to 30 years, much shorter than wild counterparts. Environment: concrete tanks, isolation, or small groups of unrelated individuals. Restricted movement, artificial diets. Health: high stress, infections, digestive issues, dental problems, and suppressed immune systems are common, leading to premature death. Key differences: summarize space and movement, unlimited ocean versus tiny tanks. Social structure: complex, lifelong family pods versus artificial, often stressful groupings. Behavior: natural hunting, traveling, and socializing versus repetitive, unnatural behaviors. Mortality: low infant mortality in wild pods versus high early death in captivity with few reaching full potential. Killer whale mothers are incredibly devoted, forming lifelong bonds, nursing for years, and providing extensive teaching on hunting and survival within their matriarchal pods, with a unique trait being their lifelong care for sons, even sacrificing future reproduction for them, while daughters eventually become more independent. They protect, guide, and share food, passing down vital cultural knowledge across generations, with other females often helping babysit the young. Mother-calf bond and early care intense protection. Mothers stay extremely close to their calves, guarding them from predators and keeping them near the surface. Nursing: calves nurse for 1 to 2 years, with mothers consuming significantly more food to meet the high energy demands, and they also teach their young how to hunt and communicate. Lifelong connection: unlike many species, orca calves often stay with their mother's pod for life, relying on her for social learning and food.